Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for being here today. My name is Yvette Diaz. I am the Curatorial Programs Manager here at Galeria de la Raza. And we're really excited because joining us today are two of our artists that are part of the AO Series exhibition here at Galeria. We're joined by Alexa Treviño and Celine Areola Pilarte. These two artists were featured in part one of the AO series. It's a 3-part visual art series that marks the completion of projects that were part of the Region Artist Fund between 2024 to now. And this exhibition actually also includes Region grantee Anthony Jimenez. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us this morning, but we send him our regards. So before we start, I did want to mention that we will have a short Q&A session at the very end of this conversation. So folks at home can also be part of the conversation and submit their questions through the comments on Facebook or YouTube. So, send us your little questions. We'll try to answer all of them if we have time. But yeah, I just wanted to introduce the artists today. So I'll read off each of your bios just because I don't have it memorized. So Alexa Treviño is a first-gen Mexican-American photographer and photojournalist based in San Francisco's Mission District. Her work reflects communities with care and intention, capturing presence, resilience, and the cultural memory carried through identity, ancestry, and lived experience. Light and composition are her language. She shapes space, gestures, and atmosphere to illuminate lineage, vitality, and the enduring strength carried in bodies and practices. Treviño crafts images that serve as witness and mirror to spaces where care, history, and belonging converge. Treviño's work has been recognized. There's a fire engine going by right now. I hope that doesn't come through. Treviño's work has been recognized across museums, local and national publications, and community-based spaces such as the D. Young Museum, El Tecolote, Forbes, the New York Times, NPR, KQED, the Raíces Fellowship at Acción Latina, and the Galeria de la Raza's Region Artist Fund program. Thanks for being here, Alexa.
Wow.
I'm going to move on to Celine. Celine Areola Pilarte is a multidisciplinary artist from Antelope, California, currently based here in San Francisco, where she has lived for the past 9 years. Growing up, her mother owned Spanglish Arte, a gallery specifically curated to support local Latin artists. Constantly surrounded by artwork, much of which wandered its way into her home, Celine developed a strong eye for color and a deep appreciation for a wide range of mediums, which she later carried with her to UCLA. Her work currently spans 3-dimensional paper collages, textiles, drawings, paintings, and nail art. Through these practices, Celine compartmentalizes and digests her personal relationships, both good and bad, along with the emotional landscapes they carry. Her art often reflects a deep sense of empathy and compassion, which she translates into a vibrant spectrum of colors. Her pieces carry an inherently joyful energy, framing all moments of her life, light and heavy alike, in a playful way. This perspective gives viewers a deeper understanding of how she chooses to see and navigate her world. Thank you for being here. Okay, well, I did want to start off with a few questions for, that both of you can answer.
Yeah.
Well, this weekend is actually Mother's Day, right? And this show also opened on the weekend of International Women's Day. And all the projects highlight strong women and femmes, either in community or in our own personal lives. So I think, Alexa, I'm going to go to you first. With your particular pieces, you also focus on women in the role of caretakers. Why was this particularly important to highlight for both of you?
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I think it always goes back to, my mama. It's Mother's Day, but my mama held me, took care of me. Definitely, she had a rough life growing up, and to see like everything she did to provide for me was just like very powerful in my life. And then when I, was like when I first got to the mission and I been held by amazing women here who've taken care of me, my chosen family. And, you know, everywhere I go, no matter what space I'm in, I'm always seeing like the teachers. Who are the teachers? Who are the ones that are passing down culture and, you know, keeping like our heritage and legacy alive? And it's like mostly women. And, you know, not to say that I haven't had some like strong men in my life, but, you know, everywhere I go is just like amazing women who just like have a way with holding community with so much love and care. And, you know, also sometimes
Yeah.
a little, you know, sometimes we need that. But
Yeah.
you know, for me, like caretaking can be so many different things, whether it be, you know, feeding someone or like singing to somebody or dancing for someone or teaching them how to do that. There's so many forms of caretaking, and in the mission, I feel like it is very strong and it radiates here. Awesome women
Yeah.
and amazing women here.
Yeah. How about you, Celine?
Okay. So when Anthony came to us with the project, it wasn't like directly, okay, you guys are gonna paint the women in your life, but he framed it as you're gonna have to choose somebody who has like a strong impact in your life, and then we just happened to all like we didn't talk to each other about who we were picking. It just like happened where we all picked women.
Yeah.
And I think that in my painting specifically, like thinking about caretaking and like my mom and like the women in my life, like I think that women tend to it's kind of just assumed that they're the caretakers. It's easy, it's innate. It's like, you know, it's just what we do. And all of that is true, and sometimes it's not innate. It's not like just natural. Like it's not just it takes a lot to like care for somebody in such a deep way and like step up for them and show people that you care for someone else's life other than yourself. And I feel like at least with my painting, I was trying to show that it's not glamorous, like having to really take care of somebody who cannot take care of themselves, and like that battle that they have internally, and just like the relationship the relationship of my mom with her mom now, and just like relationships with mothers is kind of it gets kind of complicated. But I just wanted to show that it is complicated, and it's easy to say that, you know, we're caretakers and we take care of the community, but I wanted to show like really look at like what that looks like it's not easy. It's very intentional. Like it doesn't always, it's not just innate.
Yeah, I think that also goes back to your project, Alexa, where like you weren't just photographing women and femmes that were part of the community, but they also like they deserve their flowers too, right? Like it's the caretaking role is often overlooked at like like you said, very easy.
Yeah.
But like we do way more than that sometimes, you know, to the point like maybe sometimes it is to a detriment, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you don't have a choice but to take care of everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So all the Region Artist Fund projects were heavily feature like an element of community engagement. So you, Alexa, you were in contact with a lot of people through different communities, not just here in the mission, right? And then Celine, you were constantly like working within the space here at Galeria, seeing how like the day-to-day was happening, having visitors. So moving forward, how do you think you'll interact with like this level of community engagement in the future, or like even a bigger level of community engagement? And how do you want to revisit social practice in the future with like your artistic practice?
Okay. Woo. So this project, it definitely challenged me. You know, we get so comfortable with like the community that we know or the people that are around us. But also it's you know, for me, portraiture is a very intimate, it's an intimate thing that happens between me and people who allow me to reflect them back. And so being able to meet new folks was super powerful and challenging. It was really hard because I also needed to convince people like, hey, I want to reflect you right. I want to make sure that I'm not being a parachute journalist. You know, this is a form of journalism. Like, I'm documenting people's life and hoping that they share a part of themselves with me. And it was really powerful to meet so many different people. Also, to know folks that were like, hey, you need to photograph this person. I was always like getting messages like, you should really photograph this person. They never get their flowers. And that was a big part of this project, was to make sure that I could find people to give them their flowers, because people were like, me? Like, why do you want to photograph me? I'm like, because you're amazing, because people love you and respect you and everything that you do for the community. Grow me back, girl.
How do you think you'll interact with this level of community engagement in the future?
Okay, so I've learned a lot, and I think the more and more I photograph, the more people I photograph, the more and more community I find, and it's been so amazing. Like, even for instance with Tina, who's representing the LGBTQ district, like I see her everywhere, and it's awesome. And she introduced me to her people and her friends, and tells me about the work that she's doing. And so I'm starting to not just stay a lot of my work is based here in the Mission or with the Latino community, but this project has made me be able to meet so many different folks. And so now I am pushing myself to go more and more into different spaces that I'm normally not at, and learn more. And I think that's the biggest thing about this project for me, was I want people to make sure that they're holding space and opening space for other communities, because we're in a really weird time. And what we need is each other. And even, people were like, why me? Why me? Why do you want to photograph me? Even existing is resisting. Even just the practice that you have in your life, holding your community, holding your culture. If you don't think it's that big, but it's going to impact somebody, and you don't know it, or you don't see it. And so, yeah, I hope that, this project opened doors for me to meet so many new people, and I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive next time when when I'm trying to get people for my project, because that was probably the biggest challenge, is making sure people were showing up and willing to participate in something like this.
Yeah. How about you, Celine?
Can you repeat the
Yeah.
last part?
How do you see community engagement playing a part of your practice in the future?
Okay, I agree with you. I think that for me, early in my career right now, as an emerging artist, this project was only a year and a half. It's been a while, but so I haven't, been able to really get my foot in here. But it's about collaborate. It's the collaboration and making that support group for yourself, and to be that for other people too. I feel like Anthony was able to teach me that in a way, and just having this space, I want to be able to do that for other people. And for most of a big portion of my work right now is collaborating with people. People will come to me with their ideas, and I make props and costumes and other stuff like that too. But it's just making other people's ideas come to life, and that it is possible. And yes, you have this wacky idea, but it can be done. It can happen. And I feel a lot of more at least the brown people in my family, or the people my age, it's not really tangible, weird creative things, or just kind of just oh, that's a weird idea, but it's okay, whatever, let's move on. Let's think about real things. But it's I feel creating the community to support one another, and that it can be done. And just
Yeah.
yeah.
But in part of the region application process, we always say that community is not just a byproduct of the project, but really they're integral for creating the project.
Yeah.
I feel like, Alexa, without you reaching out to people and others connecting you to, other people, like you wouldn't have been able to create that,
Yeah.
right? Like, or even know about some of these folks, right?
Yeah.
And you, like, it was like, it sounds like an emotional support system.
For sure. I mean,
Right.
this was a mentorship.
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
it was just like, I don't know if I would have been able to find a mentor, or just feeling very afraid to ask for help or just like advice, and just like afraid to take up space, I guess. And I feel like because it was kind of like not forced, but in a good way, like it was just like this, we're giving you this space, like, and like letting you join this community with open arms, like let's see, like,
what comes out of it.
Yeah, what comes out of it. So might as well just do it.
Yeah. And how did you feel at the very beginning? Like, were you scared? Were you like?
I was really scared. So I had never painted a large, like, I mean, this is, and I even went smaller than Anthony. Like this was my first like larger painting, and I think before this I had only painted one portrait before. I think when I got in contact with Anthony first, he saw the drawings of the portraits that I do, and so that was like obviously a big challenge. And but I'm glad that I had Anthony there.
Yeah. How did you feel when you first started the project?
I was pumped. I was so excited because I thought it was gonna be like, yes, I finally get to. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and because I just love learning about new people and cultural traditions, and it just intrigues me. And so I was super excited because, I was talking to folks, people were getting excited too. But then when I realized, oh my goodness, the people that really, like, I was getting hit up to be a part of it. People wanted to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it. But it was all the mission, like the Latino like community that I was going to be photographing. I'm like, I got that covered. I need to meet other folks. And so it went from like, to like, oh my goodness, like, there's so many people. And then also like people, that's getting myself out into other parts of the city. And like, it was scary because I'm like, what if they don't trust me or they don't know who I am? And they're like, why you want to photograph me? And I'm like, I promise I'm really good.
Work speaks for itself.
But it was such a great process. But it did, like, I wanted to make sure that I was reflecting people as they wanted to be reflected. And that was the biggest thing. And, some people, when I started this project, we were really excited to be a part of it. But then, Mr. Orange Man got into office, and that kind of made people want to go. They didn't want to be seen. They didn't want to be put their face. They didn't want their faces to be seen. They didn't want to share their story publicly anymore because they were scared. And so that's when I was really talking to folks. I'm like, hey, this is about being in your power. I want you to feel powerful and to know that, you're not alone. And so it started to be challenging because, people were excited to share who they were. But then with everything that's happening, people didn't want to be in the spotlight. And so I had to kind of go with the flow in that.
I want to go back to your, you're giving glimpses of people in community here in San Francisco specifically, and you were highlighting people within these cultural districts, or that have worked or have a big influence within these cultural districts. Why did you feel like it was essential to focus on folks living and working in San Francisco as opposed to having it be a larger project focusing on the East Bay, or aside from the guidelines that we we provided, why do you think it was essential to focus on San Francisco?
For me, I live a few blocks away. It's a blessing to be here in the city, but it shouldn't be a miracle to be in the city, and that's what it is right now. And it's so unfortunate how people have been displaced, forced out of the city. But there's folks that were born and raised who now live in the East Bay, but they're like, hey, I like my parents like and grandparents are from here. And this is where, like, when they immigrated, this is where like they first found home, found connection. Other people, still, like, so many of the amazing, like, Carnival's about to happen. So many of the amazing teachers and dancers, they don't live here in the city. They can't afford to be here anymore. But still, people come back because there's something, like, there's, I mean, I don't know how to say it. It's like, I love the city so much, and people just want to come back because you do find community, you do find spaces where you can feel like not scared or alone. And I think it was really cool to see how people are, like, how they feel in their hood. Like when we were in Chinatown, like Jade, she was wearing her amazing fit, and then she had the lion. We were walking around with the lion head, and there's people who knew her, who've seen her compete, and they're like, oh my gosh, they're so excited about that. When we were walking in the Castro with Tina, people were like, we love you, and she had her sign up, and people were like, yeah, supporting her. And so it's so cool to see the impact that people, I think they don't see it every day, but then when they're walking, and people also see me, like, with my lights and my photos and then my camera gear, right? They're like, who is that person? I'm like, yeah, you should know about this person. I'm like, everybody's important. If I could, I would document all the people in San Francisco. I'd love to photograph everybody, but I think it's important to show that people are still here. People are still making it happen, even though rent's crazy, the wages are crazy. There's a lot of things that are happening that are not great in the city, but there's still space for you. There's still space for community, and there's those are, like, that's proof. The people there in the portraits, they're the people that are holding it down and creating that community and caring for their culture. Yep.
I think, and I'm gonna go back to your you were talking. Yeah, these are all questions for you now. This is good. You're leading me to the next one.
Okay.
You were talking about how, like, folks were presenting with, like, how they dress or what they carried for the sessions. And how did you want to, like, maybe tell me about how you wanted to, like, portray your subjects first, and how they wanted to portray themselves, and, like, what that conversation was like.
The project transformed so many times, and it was because I have an idea, but then when you get to it, it's just can always change. But the idea that I wanted to share is people walking with their ancestors, and, like, continuing to pass down your culture and traditions. That is walking with your ancestors. That is keeping them here close to you and to the community. So for me, when I was talking to folks, I was like, hey, I want you to, how does, like, walking with your ancestors look? I want it to feel like they're still here, present in the city. And then also it can change. It can be a little different too, because in 7 generations, we're gonna be ancestors. We're not gonna be here forever. And so one day we're gonna be ancestors. And so what are you also giving in terms of, like, what are you contributing to your looks, the jewelry, the regalia that you wear? And so that was the idea, is to share that ancestral part of them. And for some districts, it was easier than others. Like, for instance, the Native American community, they were wearing beautiful, beautiful regalia, and then for the leather district, she was like, well, I have my leather sari that I can wear that showcases my heritage, but also, like, I am making another culture here with my leather, with my floggers, and so everybody was able to portray it a little differently, but also, like, I don't want to, like, go into the whole, like, stereotype of, like, this is how we look, because it can, like, what you wear can mean, like, so many different things. but it's just how they wanted to bring their culture with them was how I asked them to dress.
Yeah, and I think you balance that, like not going into that like stereotype realm, because you have conversations with a lot of these folks, right? And we have in the exhibition we have like snippets of these conversations of who they are, and like them speaking for themselves. How did those conversations go? Like, what did you ask?
I mean, it was so for the people that I already knew, it was a little easier.
Yeah.
But I was getting on the phone with some folks, and they're like, "Why are you calling me?" Like,
many questions.
so many questions. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And so just trying to. I was just like, "Hey, tell me more about like your culture. What does it mean? Like, what does it mean to you? Like, what do you do? Like." I work with a lot of dancers and musicians, and I feel it's a little bit easier for them to be like, oh yeah, we do have our cultural wear. But for folks who are like who don't necessarily do dancing or like traditional like arts, right? They're like, oh, I gotta I'm gonna try to find something that feels that honors that. So I'm trying to see like who would be a good person to. I'm like looking in the gallery right now. I'm like trying to talk to them about their fits. Let's see. I kind of want to run over there. I'm gonna run over there. I'm gonna see really.
Or grab one of the.
Let's see.
We're currently in the space right now, so we can easily access the exhibition materials. You can bring it over here.
I'm gonna bring it over here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Look at these. It's so nice. Okay. So I'm gonna go with Carrie Ann and Vonnie. That was really fun and amazing because I had never met them before, and I love the Islander community. The island folks, man, it's just like it's like if I wasn't Mexican, I would definitely. So I love being Mexicano. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so I called Carrie Ann because my friend, so the Chamorro community is pretty tight here in the city, and I know the guys from Perpetu. I was like, yo, I want to put some like amazing women like in this project. Help me out. And he's like, oh, I got the right person for you. He's like, I'm gonna send you like Carrie Ann. So I call her and she's like, well, tell me about this project. And so I was trying to explain it to her. And then she's like, well, I do she like practices woodworking and makes this amazing like jewelry, but it's also more traditional and like ceremonial. And she's like, oh, I don't know how to bring that, how to like show that in my ancestry. I was like, well, bring like, wear your pieces, bring them to the space. I'm obviously I want to photograph you at the ocean. Like that's where we're gonna be. And she's like, well, I don't want to do it by myself. And she hit up her friend Vonnie, and Vonnie is an amazing dancer, and she's Samoan, and she came out with her whole thing. She brought like this woven mat too, that they passed like down from generations, that they passed down for like families. That one's not in the picture, but in other pictures, I took her like sitting on the piece, and so they were just bringing things that reminded them of their family, of their home, and then they were reaching out to other folks in community. Like Carrie Ann's her rap was actually another person's rap, and she's like, oh, I'm so excited that you get to wear this, that you're gonna get your flowers. And so not a lot, like some people were borrowing from other folks in other community, and that was really fun. And just like really talking to people about being in their power. Like that's the main thing. I'm like, yes, I want you to be beautiful. You're beautiful as you are, but this is about power. And that's why a lot of the shots I'm shooting also down. And so that was a conversation too. But, you know, finding places in the city, that was another conversation, was like, where are we photographing you? Is it necessarily in the cultural district, or is it where you feel like at home? And so, like, you know, even with like Jade at the Sunset, like Chinese cultural district, but I feel like Chinatown is like this is Chinatown. And like, you know, yeah. And like, you know, with my Pacific Islanders, like I was like, oh yeah, let's get you in that beautiful water. And I'm like, let's pretend we're over there, because it was freezing. And I love them for being amazing and getting in the water. And but we're always just talking about connection, like where do you feel connected? And so that's why these certain places are where we photographed. And then sometimes, you know, the elements didn't allow us to photograph, or people didn't feel safe. You know, we were like, where were we at with Same, and like for Soma Filipina, and you know, we were just like at this corner in the Soma. There was like all this construction going. There was some like kind of weird guys like being like, "Ooh, like what are you doing?" And so, like, you know, I was like, you know, let's take it back to the studio. Let's take it back to where we can just hold space, and like really ground in like how you want to be reflected. And you know, it was really awesome. She had her friend, oh my goodness, I can't believe I just forgot her name, but she was the one who brought all like the fabrics and like, you know, helped, like she designs a lot of her clothing that somebody performs in. And so she was there like kind of putting her touch onto like what that representation of like being Filipino means to her, like to her. Yeah. A lot of different, so many different conversations. And then there's a lot of conversations that like, I was like, yay, let's do it. And then like, no, didn't happen. And as a portrait photographer, I'm telling you, it's so hard. Cause like, you know, I envy you, cause I mean, this is a lot of dedication, but like, you know, this is you. And for me, like, I can't photograph unless I got my person. And so I really need to make it happen. Well, I need you.
We need you.
We're starting to everyone through our live stream. I'm gonna move on to Celine now. So I want you to tell us about your painting, because it's really cool, because I saw the progression of it, right? And I saw you like using, it was acrylic, right?
Yes.
But then like when you actually brought it, you had the little cutouts of yourself, and they were like cartoon paper cutouts, and it was like really cute. So like what was that decision making like in like joining these two mediums that have like completely different styles?
So I think going back to when the project started, it's been a while, but at that time I was only making art for other people, like, or just very surface level art. And I feel like Anthony's challenge was really make everything intentional, like everything of his art. It's like down to the color, the position, that everything is, you have to do it with this intent and like what it means, like what you're trying to get across, like that you feel. I'm sorry.
You're good.
And I feel like for me, that was,
it's my allergies, I promise. I'm sorry.
I feel like for me, it was kind of hard. I knew that I wanted to do my grandma, and my relationship with my abuelita feels complicated to me. Like, and it's hard to talk about or just like really reflect on, because I mean, it's still she's still alive. Like, she's with my parents still. Like, it's very much still a part of my life, even though I don't live with her right now. It just felt like complicated to me, and I wanted to show the complication through picking such different mediums. And I really like color, and I knew that I wanted to do like some kind of juxtaposition of that. There's something very serious, and like I wanted to show like my abuelita's reality. Like, this is how I know her to be, like, for my whole life. Like, it's a lot taking care of somebody like
Yeah.
that who traditionally is who's supposed to take care of you. And like I've been picking her up from the ground since I was 8. Like I've been her caretaker. My mom has been her caretaker. My dad, like everyone who's close to me has been there for her. And I just really wanted to show a raw photo of her in like the most realistic way I could, but using like still colorful, like she's not too like pale or anything. Like, I just wanted to very like, at least going back to my family, my mom has 6 siblings. She has a lot of siblings, and it's, I mean, the dynamics of a Mexican family with women and men, like it's a little different, and who's expected to take care of what and all that. And I just feel like a lot of the time, the family or just outside people, it's kind of easy to just see my grandma and be like, oh, hey, like, how's it going? And then just kind of leave. And I just wanted to like really show raw, like, this is her catheter, like, this is what she needs to like survive. And this is what it means to like, you have to take care of, you know, everything. And so I think I chose a more playful way to show that, like these are like little helpers basically who are helping her. And I feel like it's easy, like I could definitely dwell on like the emotional part of it, and that it is hard, and it has been hard for my mom and everybody, but there's no use in seeing it like that. It's just kind of something you have to do. You have to take care of your family. It's not, especially in Mexican culture, you don't take your parents to a home. Like you're there for them. Like you have to, they took care of you. My grandma sacrificed so much, like in taking care of her family and everybody. And that's what I wanted to show up there, like her life before she like that's supposed to be her. I know it's I know it's hard. I tried to do it in different colors. So these are little helper me's. And then that one up there is supposed to be so my grandma growing, or not my grandma growing up, but my mom growing up on a migrant camp, and my grandma, you know, living there. Their family were also part of the farming community. She was the only woman that knew how to drive at the time. And so she, when all the, you know, husbands would be gone working, she would be able to drive my grandpa's truck and like drive all the women to like their doctor's appointments or like the grocery store, like all that. So I wanted to just give a glimpse of her life before and so but back to the paper in general. I wanted to, in a playful way, like how I am dealing with it in a playful way, like reflect on them more, like not so great like part about
you it seems like you wanted to portray it like in a positive way, like this isn't a burden for your family. It's like something that you do with so much care and love, right? Because you know, she did so much even for her community, it sounds like, you know. It was really,
I had a lot of different like ways I wanted to show the like my own journey with my abuelita and like living with her for most of my life, but I also wanted it to make kind of like, it's not just a collage, it's more like it's interacting with her. It's not just like laid on top, although it is because it's paper, but like I'm climbing like,
but it's part of the story.
It's just like growing up. She would pick me up from school in her wheelchair, and like I would get to ride the back of her wheelchair because like we lived in a more suburban community. So she would be able to do that. And then this is just, I've had to take care of her a lot. Like clean up her pee on the ground, like wipe her butt, like take showers, and like she would share bed with me. Like we would share a bedroom together. Like it's just more like complicated feelings that I feel like it's not very. At the time, like growing up, it didn't feel very fair, like the other kids. Like, you really have to like live with it. But I feel like now I'm able to appreciate it for what it is. And,
And in the process of the residency, like I think maybe in me talking with Anthony, I think everyone sort of had this like emotional like realization as everyone's work kind of like was happening.
Mhm.
Like Anthony had his own personal life changing as well as he was like,
Yes.
you know,
Becoming a
showing
father.
that his mom was becoming a mom.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So like what was, I mean, you don't have to be specific, but like what was the biggest challenge, like emotionally or physically, or even just like as an artist in finishing this piece?
I think going back to what I said before,
Yeah.
it's just like hard to like communicate how you feel when I feel so complicated about something and really take the time to be intentional with everything. And I feel like it was just challenging to come up with the visual language of it all and making sure that it all made sense. I mean, even though it still doesn't really make that unless I explain it, it's hard to really get that across. But I would
think
say
that's the beauty of it, though. You don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
I think people can sit with it, like feel like there's a child there also, like someone from very young, like being a part of this caretaking team, you know?
And then another challenge was just like believing that I could do it. Like, I feel like it's at least, or since meeting Anthony, I mean, having a mentor, being able to confide in somebody, like your worries of like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I have the talent. I don't know if I have like what it takes, I guess. And I feel like that was definitely challenging in the beginning too. It was just like making sure I don't let anyone down. Like you guys were giving us this space. It's paid. Like I want to be able to show up and like follow through with what I think in my head that I can do. And that was also a challenge. Like as an emerging artist, or just taking myself more seriously, that like I can do it. I shouldn't even have to second guess.
Reflecting back on that and like where you are now, how did that, like working with Anthony through like a mentorship relationship, how did that push you to like invest in your practice or in yourself as an artist?
It's like being shown that you don't have to be this like starving artist. Like it's possible. It's the community around, it's people supporting you. Like, sorry, say the end of the question again.
How did like working with Anthony push you to invest in yourself as an artist?
Okay, right.
Yeah.
It helped me push my voice and like going back to like feeling like what you're doing is valuable. Like art is valuable. It is like, and I think I'm still trying to figure out like what I want to do creatively. I know I want to do something creative like as a career, but it's like that could mean anything. Like doing art for a living is nowadays it comes in so many different shapes and forms, and like that's it.
Well, piggyback off whatever the word is. This is actually a good segue into like my final question for both of you. So like the art sector in San Francisco is like changing like a lot, especially in this last year. And the way we use the Region Artist Fund is to like look at the creative art sector and provide artists with an opportunity to like develop their practice and push themselves to like talk about community issues. And so like my question is, as a working artist, can you name what is needed to be successful to be a working artist in San Francisco?
Me? I feel like, you know, having these opportunities it's needed. You know, I'm always like, I'm always asking myself, am I doing the right thing? Is this sustainable? You know, for me as a photographer, you know, I have a little bit more kind of like freedom to go into like services, or, you know, I do journalism as well, and able to like get those funds. But it's nice to have somebody believe in you, and then also other people see what you're doing and make, and like they feel like, or they make you feel that it matters and that what you're doing matters. And and that you're on your right path. And so having this opportunity so that I don't have to be super scared if like I'm going to be able to pay my rent, or if I can get those, those good, farmer market groceries that I want, like it's really powerful to have the Regen Fund and grants to help take care of artists. But I think the biggest thing that like artists need right now is like visibility and, also just, we need to be paid too.
Yes.
Like, I just got
Yes.
an email being like, hey, can you do no cost photography?
No, I'm
still getting
the
that.
audacity.
Oh yeah, I
The
still get that. Or I think I'm like, do people think I'm like so like I'm like baller? Like because I showed a galeria, like everybody's like, hey. But like for
That's
me,
great.
it's like, I'm still trying to do the thing, and it's I'm like my question for you is about like mentorship. Like I'm still looking for like a mentor, and I like I don't know, like there's no ladder as like how to be an artist. Like this is what you need to do, and so having guidance, having a space like Galeria, and like helping artists is we need that. We need that in the city, and there's so much money in the city. Invest in the arts, please. We have stories to tell that are important, and we're reflecting back on our experiences and that's creating community. And so more space, we need more space. More space, more money.
Yes.
Do you want to?
Yeah, sorry, repeat the
Oh, yeah. Can you name what is needed to be a successful working artist in San Francisco?
Yeah, I would say the same. Like exactly the same. Like it's being given the opportunity. Like we just need to be given the opportunity, the space, the value, and then I feel like the rest you can take and just do it. Like you're able to. I feel like at least through this specific the mentorship, you guys got rid of the obstacles of. I can't pay for all my supplies. I didn't have the space at the time to like set aside such a huge painting and like, do it in my small studio apartment. Like you gave us the space, you gave us the time, you believed that it could be done. And that like helped me in my success of just even finishing the painting. And I think it's definitely, making sure that people value what you do.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's techie people out here like crazy. Like they like going on a Saturday night to a gallery. Like they like it. Like it just actually investing in it. Like it nobody would want to see blank. Like Mission is incredible because there's murals everywhere. Like there's art everywhere. And like Anthony's a muralist. Like that's what he does for a living. Like his mentor. Like everyone is just like people value their art, so they're able to share it with everyone else, and that's what makes spaces worth living and just like connecting with one another. So I think that just people actually like valuing money wise too, like that.
You heard
so
it
that
here
way you
first,
can
folks.
you can do what you need to do. Yes.
Well, that's the end of my questions for now. But I did want to give you guys the opportunity to ask yourself or each other questions.
Oh yeah, let's like myself.
Ask each other questions.
Okay, these are.
I would say like pick one.
Okay, these are.
Okay.
Let me pick one.
Let's see. You want to ask me first?
Yeah, because mine I did write two, but they kind of coincide with one another, depending, I guess, on how you answer.
Yeah, I feel like I've been talking a lot.
I'll morph them into one, but it might be kind of a long. But basically, thinking about me and just like the program or the mentorship that Anthony set up was for emerging artists, and I feel like at least in my perspective, you seem very like a very self-assured artist at this point in your career, and like that you know exactly like what it is that drives you and all that. And so basically, I would like to know how you do have a very like gorgeous style. You very pinpointed exactly how you show people's power, and like with the light and contrast, the color, the just like grandness of how you make everyone feel in your portraits or how it comes across. Has that always been your style? And early in your career was like was it important to you to always like highlight your community, or did that come with age and like just developing and collaborating with more and more people? Like, was that always something that you worked with, or did that just come with your career?
So, okay. I'm always asking myself, am I doing the right thing? It's you know, it's scary, and you know, there's the good and bad of being an artist. Like, I just got rejected from a whole bunch of like grants that I applied to, and but then I went to a journalism conference, and this amazing photographer, photojournalist, and she was like, that wasn't meant for you. She's like, don't worry about that. She's like, she's like, that's because you're gonna get something in the future. And she's like, and that would have messed it up for you. She's like, don't even trip. And so it's just like always trusting. You know, when you trust yourself, or you know, trust the creator universe, like, I think, like, I don't want to be like, ooh, like hippy dippy, but you know, I also do believe in it. Like, I really do believe, you know, whatever you put out there is what you're going to get back. And you know, and I tell that to the people that I photograph. I'm like, whatever energy you give me is the energy that I'm going to be reflecting back to you. And so being sure as an artist this time is really hard. I feel like, you know, now I'm older. That's why you're saying establishing me old. But like,
you've been a working artist for a lot of
I've been a working artist for a long time, and you know, I can only do this because of community, and like people in this neighborhood were the first to like buy my art and keep me going. You know, I was doing $25 like portraits at Artillery, like not even like almost like a decade ago, and with like some like lights that I found, and people were like, yeah, we believe in you. And so like for me to document and reflect that love back is like what I love to do. That's why I love photography. And it's kind of a selfish thing, but I get front row seats to a person's life as a photographer. When people invite me to ceremonia or like to dancing or to rituals where I'm up close because they want to see themselves reflected back. And so I'm like, I get to learn about people, I get to learn about different cultures, and that for me is so exciting. And that's what I love about photography. And I love photography so much, but a portraiture, like really talking to somebody, really feeling like a person being able to let go of like that wall and just automatically talking to me and sharing who they are. You know, it takes people years to like have that conversation with folks. And then now I'm like, I know people in such an intimate way through photos. And I don't know, I'm getting off on
no, that definitely helped, like, for sure.
But my style is just, you know, I think that's like the biggest thing as an artist is to find your own style. I definitely have my style. I think people, which it makes me feel good because it took me a while to get it, but people will be like, they'll see like something published or like see something like, oh, I know that's Alexa's work. Like, and that makes me feel really good. But it's, you know, it's the years, girl, because like what, 10,000 hours, then you become a master. I've been putting some hours, and you know, you're like, this is insane. This is so beautiful. I love your work. And
thank you. I feel the same way about portraiture. Like, I feel like, I mean, on a smaller scale, again, I haven't done like many drawings, but at least I think moving forward, want to branch out to having those connections with people that aren't just people that I only know in my like small bubble, like reaching out and learning about other people specifically to try and portray, like get across like their aura, whatever, just get some like get their like, you know, the feeling of them in something that I can draw. And I feel like the portraits that I do are of people that I know in real life, but that's exactly why I do them, is that I want to be able to like really like just feel that, like, I don't know, just like look at, like, show them how I see like them in an unlike filtered kind of way, like not just be like, hey,
like, and I get to show people, like, I think something that always sticks with me and that I like saying, Juan Fuentes said this, he's like, I want to portray people with dignity. And like, that's like there's so much craziness about our people right now. Like I went hiking and it, like somebody carved on the wall Mexican suck. And I was like, we do not suck. I was like, and so I'm like, man, there's like so much hatred that is happening right now. And then like with portraiture, being able to really like be like, dude, we're amazing.
Yeah, look at
Somos
yeah.
chingones.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like just showing the power that we have in our community, in our culture, to make sure like Black and brown folks are lit properly. That for me, it makes me feel so happy, because even in like big production movies, you got folks like all messed up, like super highlights, and that's like that's a technical thing. But I take that is something that I make sure that in my portraiture, like I am being very technical about how skin tone is portrayed in my work, because I want to make sure that we are lit properly and we're beautiful and we're shining, because I'm tired of all these crazy negative things about our communities. So if I can show that in our work, if I can show like, you know, like what our lives are like, and then have people connect back to that, that's where it's at. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Do you have questions for someone?
I got so many questions. I got too many. Okay, let's see. Well, I think it's okay. So I'm super jealous. I have been looking for a mentor. I want a mentor so bad. I want a mentor so bad. And you know, I think that's so cool, because you got to work alongside an awesome painter and have that mentorship like happen through like Galeria. How did that like make you? I think you've already talked about that. Like it makes you feel like
I think like even now that I've known Anthony for almost 2 years now, like we do set different things. Like for this project we did do portraiture, but I think like, you know, what he does for living murals, I've worked on murals and like I love doing murals, but for right now, to make money, my art has gone a different direction, but I can still like talk to him and ask for advice, and like, and it's not even that like he knows everything and he's, you know, all this like perfect, but it's just like having that. I mean, I've met his family, like he had a child like during this time, like being there at his baby shower, like it's just like having a community and feel like this like family that's not just your actual family, like your chosen family and all that, just people who as a mentor, like who seem more established and like, or just are more established and kind of have been able to navigate their own art career, and just knowing that I have him like by my side, and like even if I fumble and mess up or not doing stuff right, like just having that feels. And I hope, I mean, he's said that we'll be mentor and mentee for a while. So, I mean, that's good. Yeah, I think having.
Okay, I have another question.
Okay.
I think it's so like, it's so crazy. How did it feel? Like, how did your abuelita feel? Like seeing this piece and like, you know, because like my photographing my mom. Ooh, she like will literally just walk away. She's like, no, thank you. And I'm like, but this is like, you know, this is something that you sat with like day after day making this, and like, did this bring up conversations like of how, like with your mom, or like with how did that make your family feel? Did that bring you into a different?
So, okay, first part. I took a reference photo of her. I went to go visit my family, and I was like, just so you know, I'm coming with my camera. I want to take like a picture of how Abuelita looks like right now. Like, I don't like, we can look through photo books. Like I could remember her as, you know, how she was before, but I just want a very raw, like what she looks like right now. So when I went there, actually the caretaker like dressed her up in like this like makeup. She put her hair up, like she was just trying to, you know, like hide. My mom said like, put a blanket over her, like this is embarrassing, like we don't want to show all this. But it's like when I got there, I was like, no, mama, like let me take this off. Like she doesn't wear lipstick every day, and like her hair's not up like that. Like I just want to show exactly, you know. But okay, and then my grandma, she has like early dementia, and like she kind of doesn't really know all the time like what's going on, but she obviously like loves me and like, definitely supports my artistic journey and all that. But for my abuelita's 80th birthday, it was like around the time I finished making the frame for this, and I was like, my whole family's gonna be there. My whole mom's side, like her second cousin. I mean, my same family's huge, so like it was like everybody for her 80th birthday. And my mom was like, "You should show it there. Like, not everyone can probably come to the gallery. Like, we don't even know when it will happen, but I want it to be kind of revealed there and like an appreciation for her." So I got to show it to my whole family, and I like got talked to a lot. Like people would like put me to the side and be like, kind of tear up and be like, even people who didn't grow up doing this like with my abuelita, like if they were second cousins, whatever, but they grew up with her on the migrant camps. Like my mom's whole extended family, like in Hollister, like everyone's, you know, her second cousins, aunts, uncles, they all lived in the same area. So I think for them seeing this, they were all affected health wise for sure. Like, you know, aunts and uncles have gotten cancer, like they have liver problems, they have all these like health issues that were out of their control. Like they weren't able, you know, there's no choice. They're just like, you want to be in America, but this is like how you're going to be treated. And it really is devastating to see like all the health problems that come with that. And so I think when people saw like that I was able to like capture my abuelita just like in this kind of like stoic like feeling of just like, this is her and she's a product of everything that's happened to her and all that, and people were just, it got really emotional, like people being like, I know your abuelita, like, and even like my parents, like I now have to take care of my parents. It's fallen that way for my dad's dad. Like everyone's at a certain point, you're taking care of your parents. Like your parents can no longer take care of you. And I think that that's what made a lot of people emotional, at least with my family. And it felt really, really good to like feel that like they're able, like we all have experienced the same thing, and maybe we don't talk about it like at all because it's just something you have to do. Like again, it's kind of hard to like really get into that emotional like way about it because it's like to process it, you just have to like do it. And so to actually see like my aunts and uncles like get real with me of like, yeah, this is hard. Like it does suck that we were, you know, dealt with this, but thank you for like showing it in like a colorful, beautiful, like, and that felt really important.
She looks so beautiful. Like it's so beautiful, and like I love that you were like, no, hold up. Yeah. There's so many times I take pictures of people and they're like, wait.
I know.
And I'm like,
no selfies,
I'm
please.
Like, yeah. But even just like, it's just so technically it's like it's amazing. But then your cute little cartoons and it's cartoon you with your hair, the same style.
And I wanted us to have matching earrings. She has. I made her put on my earrings. So during the reference, I was like, abuelita, like I want you, because she does usually wear gold hoops, but at the time she didn't have any gold hoops, and I was like, okay, let me put mine on you. Like I there is like, we are blood. Like this is, you're beautiful too. Like because she's always like, hi Celine, like I'm muñeca, like it's muy, like you're just it's always calling like a model, all that. And she's like, why are you so beautiful? And I'm like, abuelita, it's because it's you. Like I'm a product of all the women, you know, in my family. So it just felt
that's like this was a way for you to connect more with your fam, and I think that's so powerful and beautiful. Like, I don't have all my abuelitos passed when I was young. Yeah. My mom's like the youngest of 12. So, and my dad's like the eldest of 8. And, you know, my dad passed early too, and so it's just like, you know, just to see this is just, it's, you know, I love the realness, the rawness of it, but it's all love. It's all I see in this piece, and you get to, you know, that's something. Those conversations weren't possible without you taking the time to, you know, because sometimes it's hard to convey that with words, like what I'm going through, or I don't know, my family, we don't really talk.
No, exactly. It's kind of just like joking, like
I got trauma.
Exactly. And I feel like also being a younger person in my family, like I'm the youngest, like I have an older sister, and like I don't know, just everyone seeing me as like a younger, like quieter, more goofy, like, you know, troublemaker.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to be like, okay, let's get serious for a second. Like, this is all of our like lived experience.
Yeah. You're reflecting that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so
Thank
cute.
you.
I think this
I love
is my favorite.
I know
and that
this
was
is
my
my
favorite.
favorite.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, I gotta do it.
Exactly.
It's cute.
Well,
But
I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to take up more of anyone's time. But
We did it.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you all for coming out. Thank you. I mean, this is also why I wanted to like add that question element. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
know there's more that comes out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming out, and
Thank you for having
the
us.
show is
Yes.
amazing. Everyone's work is amazing. We're so happy to have it on the walls at Galeria. And just, everyone that has come through here has been like, oh my God, like Celine, we have our the taqueros outside.
Yeah.
Doña Celia, she comes in, she's like, está bien bonita la señora. She loves the painting. And then like folks come out. Like I just had a big group yesterday from Sacramento. They were like the Mecha group there at Sac State.
Oh my god.
And they're like, that's really awesome to see like community here. And
Yeah.
so thank you so much for all the work you all do. And do you guys want to plug like one last thing? Do you have anything coming up or?
I actually do have something coming up.
Yeah.
I have a solo show coming up, and the opening will be June 6th. It will be from June 1st till the 19th, and it's at like a smaller gallery in the Sunset called Birdhouse Gallery.
Ooh.
And I'm still trying to make the flyer and stuff for it, but look out for that. It's Birdhouse Gallery on June 6th, the opening. So yeah.
I have a conflicting note here. Do you have anything else?
No, not right now. I'm excited. Carnival's here.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
I'm gonna be on the street with my camera, so
Look
out.
look out for me. And
Be dressed.
I think there's a few projects I'm working on, but that's not till later in the year. Be working with the Native American or the Multicultural Museum in Santa Rosa.
Oh, awesome.
We're gonna be doing something really fun.
Yay.
And yeah, I don't know. Look out for some. I got a lot of pieces coming out in the Standard, and you want to read some journalism. Check out some portraits. But I'll be Carnival's like that's my Super Bowl. I love it. I love Carnival.
We'll see you out in the neighborhood.
Can't wait
for
to taking pictures. And,
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And just to close out, today is the last day to view the AO series part 1 with these lovely artists' work. And yeah, our doors will be open from now till 6 p.m. So come on out to 24th and Folsom. If you're out looking at the lowriders later, come back here and look at the artwork before we close the show. And our next exhibition opening is on Saturday, June 6th.
Okay, that's
It conflicts, so we're in competition now.
Go to that one.
No.
No.
Go to both. Try to go to both. We'll be
both,
open
yeah.
from 7 to 10 that day. So we'll be featuring the work of the late artist Rini Templeton with the work of artists from Oaxaca. And we will also be celebrating the AO series part 2 with Regent grantees Anna Colom and Nayeli Rosas. So mark your calendars. Try to go to both shows. We'll try to see you there. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.